The big story at this hour, conflicting versions are coming to the fore of Indrani's statement to the police. Even as the Mumbai police claims that Indrani has accepted her role in the murder, Indrani's lawyers are saying that the police is trying to forcibly extract a statement from Indrani. Indrani has reportedly claimed that there is no question of her admitting to the crime since she has not committed it. Managing editor, India Today, Vinay Tiwari is now joining us. Vinay, what is this whole controversy about, even though we do understand that a confession before the police will not stand in court? Am I right?
Well, Maha, it's not so much a controversy, and I think it's ignorance. And I think it's a little surprising that after so many similar instances in the past where the police goes around claiming a lot of things, there is still ignorance. And the ignorance is this: under the Indian law, every point that the police needs to follow while investigating a case is described and prescribed under the Indian Evidence Act. Police is bound to follow the provisions of the Act to carry out the investigations. The surprising thing is, and the funniest thing is, that I think a lot of people don't even realize that the word confession does not even exist in the Indian Evidence Act. There is nothing called a confessional made before a police officer in Indian law. The only thing that is allowed is that if a person who's an accused in a case gives a statement in front of a magistrate, and that too under the sections of 164 of the Criminal Procedure Code, it can be submitted in the court as part of other evidence. Number one. Number two, which is even more important, only in special laws like POTA and some other special laws can a confession or admission made by an accused in front of an officer above the rank of an SP be presented as supporting evidence.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is whether Indrani today has confessed or not will have absolutely no bearing on this case at all at the stage of the charge sheet level, because the police still has to go and prove the point. And the reason is this: the Indian criminal jurisprudence presumes that confessionals or admissions can be obtained under duress in police custody. And this assumption of that it can be obtained under duress means that courts do not accept it as evidence at all. So whether today Indrani is confessed or not will have no bearing on how strong or weak this case is.
And Vinay, I think that is exactly what the lawyers are trying to allege now. They are saying that the police is trying to coerce or forcibly extract a statement from Indrani. Does that not in some sense perhaps in the later stages weaken the police's case itself?
No, the case, frankly, Maha, cases don't get weakened by the basis of what media reports or what the police leaks to the media. Unfortunately, and I think the larger lesson from this whole Indrani case is this: the symbiotic relationship between police and media, and consequently media's responsibility of reporting a big event, is something that still hasn't been understood. And I'm a little surprised that the Mumbai police, which is very well used to the idea of dealing with the media, especially Delhi and Mumbai police forces are very used, they're very comfortable dealing with the media, still haven't learnt all their lessons. It's no denying that this is one of the most intriguing and a big murder case that has ever happened in the last few years. In a case like this, the way it always works is that you must have the concept of regular daily briefings, even if you don't go without any facts in the briefing, but you must give an update every day, however much is possible to give. In the absence of daily briefings, there is intense speculation that happens. It's not as if this speculation happens only by the media. A lot of this information is actually fed by the police to the media, because media becomes an accessory to what they want. And that is precisely why this symbiotic relationship creates tensions, and you see reportage of different types on various television stations. And precisely this is the same thing happening right now. Very obviously, the police have leaked this information that Indrani has confessed. Now, whether no police officer is going to say that this confessional has no value in a court. Ultimately, what is written in the charge sheet, the evidence that is attached with the charge sheet, the annexures that are given, the hardcore forensic evidence that are given, that's the key in any criminal investigation. It's nothing to do with what a police leaks unofficially. So I don't think the case gets weakened, but yes, there is a lot of semantic that happens in a big case, and that gets played out in the media purely because some amount of it is ignorance and some amount of it is deliberate leakage.
Okay, Vinay, do stay on with us. Let's also quickly connect with senior editor from Mumbai, Sahil Joshi. Sahil, what are you picking up in Mumbai at the moment?
See, right now what we have is what Peter has told police about the whole motive theory, because what police is really struggling about is what can be the motive behind this particular murder. Now, what our sources are telling us that Peter had told the police that there is not any such property which could have been gone to Sheena Bora.
Okay.
Sheena was entitled to nothing. Those were his words.
Right.
Second thing, what he has told police is that he himself is baffled that why would have Indrani killed Sheena.
Okay.
He also told police that it was them who jointly used to pay for Sheena and Mikhail's education and other things. So basically, he says that he doesn't know why Indrani had to take this step and kill Sheena Bora.
Sahil, on the other hand, there's a lot of speculation on what Indrani is telling the police during her interrogation, because there are conflicting versions coming about whether she has accepted that she had some sort of role to play in the murder or not. Can you give us more details on that?
See, I'll tell, Mahap, right now what Vinay was saying is absolutely correct. The confession made in front of police actually has no say during the trial, because police will have to establish their theory, what they mentioned in the charge sheet during the trial, with support of evidence, the other witness statements, and whatever the evidence they have collected during the police custody of the accused, which they have got from the magistrate. Now, what police is claiming is that finally, after Peter Mukherjee's statement yesterday, Indrani Mukherjee has finally accepted her role in the whole murder. Earlier, she was not cooperating. She was not accepting at all that Sheena has been murdered. Then she was saying that even if she's murdered, it's not her who has killed her. There is a possibility that Rahul might have killed her. So basically, she was not cooperating at all. Now, police claims that she has accepted her role, and that would give them a chance to establish a proper theory about the whole murder case, because till now, what they conclusively had was what the driver Sham Rai had told police about the whole conspiracy, whole murder theory and murder mystery.
Okay.
So that's what is the police saying, but Indrani's version is still the same, that she says, her version says that she has not accepted any of the role, and police are trying to extract statement from her.
Vinay, is it just the pressure that's building on the police to crack the case that's showing now?
Well, there will always be pressure on the police to crack a case. I mean, I don't think it's very unrealistic to expect that there will be no pressure on the police. My whole surprise, I mean, the one aspect about which I'm very surprised is Mumbai, as I said, Mumbai and Delhi police are very used to the idea of media.
Yes.
And very used to the idea of lots of media. In fact, if you just see what's being reported this morning from on the basis of the leaks of the media, it's contradictory in itself. If the police today believe that she has confessed, the confessional will lead to an obvious question. Why did you kill this person, right?
Yes.
So they cannot turn around and say, we don't know the motive still. If you don't know the motive, where is the confession? Why will you confess something if I don't tell you why I did it? Because that's the next logical question. So this is, I mean, these are all very selective leakages which are done very often when a case is covered very intensively. I don't think it makes, and I can see that there is a lot of criticism that sometimes gets directed against the media, which is completely untenable and unfair. I think the way forward, and it happens across the world, big cases are covered extensively by media across the world. The way forward is this, that the police understands that the need and necessity of doing regular briefings every day. How much you say in that briefing or not is entirely the prerogative of the officer.
That's right.
But there are certain specifics that can be clarified in those press conferences, which the reporters have a legitimate right and duty to report. The selective leakage policy confuses the case. It just makes it look different from what it may be, and actually in many ways I would say weakens the police case rather than strengthening it. Police routinely and mistakenly believes that some of these efforts made through the media or leakages actually help them in the probe, which is not the case.
Sahil, you know, I want to get back to you on one point. There were also reports that yesterday when Peter and Indrani came face to face, they were apparently in the same police station being interrogated simultaneously in two different rooms. But when they came face to face, Indrani broke down. Looking at these circumstances, is the police considering putting them together and questioning them?
No, I don't. It doesn't look like that there is a possibility of putting them together, because Indrani is an accused, and right now they are just questioning Peter Mukherjee, and mostly the whole theory what police was trying to build up was on the basis of whether there was any financial motive behind this particular murder.
Yes.
As Vinay has said rightly, that police still doesn't know properly what could have been the motive. So police is claiming that they have fair idea about the motive, but they are not yet able to establish the whole motive. Now, the point is that they have custody of all three accused till 5th of September. So they have ample of time till 5th of September to interrogate them, to interrogate the people who are related to this. Now, we know that they had gone to Calcutta also to ask some questions to Siddharth Das, who is actually not related to the whole murder theory, because he himself has claimed that he was not in touch with Sheena or Indrani Mukherjee or anyone who is related to this murder mystery. So police is not taking any chance. Police sources are telling us that yes, yesterday she broke down when she saw Peter Mukherjee in the police station. They were interrogated separately. There are certain elements in the in the details given by Peter Mukherjee, which they needed to corroborate with Indrani Mukherjee. So these are the selective details we have got from the police sources at this point of time.
Right.
And on the basis of that, what police is actually trying to get some details regarding the motive behind the murder, which it looks like that they are not yet able to properly pinpoint.
Well, absolutely. The motive of the crime is something that the police has not been able to find at the moment. In fact, reports also suggest that Peter Mukherjee in his questioning yesterday also said the same, that it baffles him as to why Sheena, if at all, was murdered, and if the remains that were found in Raigad are hers, why was she murdered? Vinay, is joint interrogation something that helps the police? What is the experience of the police in the past? Can you help us understand?
No, Maha, this is a very usual and a common practice. When there is a crime where there are more than one people who may have knowledge of it or who are accused of it, interrogation procedures very often use the technique of first speaking to people individually and then confronting all of them together or some of them together to get more facts. That's a very normal and a routine interrogation tactic. I don't think we should read too much into it. I think sometimes media underestimates the police as well. The police does know their job. Just because they don't tell anything officially doesn't mean they don't know about it. Officially we don't know what the motive is. It's possible the Mumbai police knows what the motive is. I think the problem is not so much on whether the police knows this, or are they bungling, or are they goofing, or are they not, they're clueless, as media likes to say it. I don't think that's a fair comment. But I think what is certainly fair is that what we haven't learned in all these years is the importance of communication management when a big case happens. And all this issue about a police officer could have very easily explained whether this procedure under law is allowed or not allowed. There is speculation over every single thing that happens, and that just leads to unnecessary dragging on of the controversy. This controversy and this investigation is now being on for the last 10 days or so, and every day a new twist is put out, so to speak. These twists can be avoided simply because if the police comes forward and explains processes, even if they don't want to explain the investigation.
And also the accusation that people are put through a media trial as well. Many thanks, Vinay and Sahil, for joining us with those details and putting things into perspective here. Now, even as the former TV tycoon Peter Mukherjee is questioned for a second straight day in the Sheena murder case, more details of his questioning yesterday that went on for 12 hours are coming to the fore. Peter is said to have told the police that Sheena was entitled to nothing from their joint assets, and that motive of the murder actually baffles him. The business tycoon also revealed to the police about Mikhail's drug addiction, and that Indrani and he were jointly paying for the education of Sheena. Peter's questioning also revolved around his assets, property, and whether Sheena was entitled to any inheritance. Now, sources say when Peter Mukherjee and Indrani came face to face at the police station yesterday, she broke down. She was brought from the Bandra police lockup and made to sit in an adjoining room. Police have not yet confronted them for joint questioning, but on Wednesday, Peter and Indrani were asked the same set of questions, which the police officers will later compare to corroborate the evidence. Now, while Indrani Mukherjee is in police custody, India Today has learned that during her interaction with her lawyer, she showed a lot of concern for her daughter Vidhi and as to how she was coping with the entire episode. Indrani is also believed to have asked her lawyers if her husband Peter would stand by her during the legal battle. Indrani also referred to Mikhail as her adopted son, which reportedly left even her lawyers dumbfounded. Indrani also denied allegations that she was planning to kill Mikhail. Meanwhile, Indrani's lawyers are now planning to move the Bombay High Court, demanding that Indrani be allowed to consult her lawyers in private without any cops being present. Indrani's lawyers have also told her that the cops cannot force her to undergo a narco test, and that a test of this nature can only be conducted with the permission of the accused.
The mother of all murders unravelled first on India Today.
I'm completely shocked and horrified by who Sheena Bora actually is, whether she's sister or daughter.
She never got on with her stepfather, that her stepfather molested her.
I'm as shocked as anyone reading the news. you not my daughter?
Yes.
This is the daughter of Siddhartha.
It's been quite some time now. We are not in touch with him. Maybe say 8 years or so, like that.
He was the one who left the children and she dumped me and she went away.
Right now I am on Pen-Khopoli highway and it is this thick jungle, thickly vegetated jungle where in 2012 Sheena Bora's body was thrown.
Everybody wants to know why you have changed your mind. Earlier you had decided to support Indrani legally, but why have you changed your mind, sir? So Vidhi broke down the court yesterday. Why have you changed your mind, sir? Sir.
Biggest news breaks, biggest news makers on the biggest news story. You saw them all first on India Today.